guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing a video on series that I'm not planning on finishing. Today I also have a location change in case you can't see, but my bookshelves are back. And yeah, I'm not in my dorm room, I'm back in my house because I'm on spring break, which means that I can spend a week in my house doing nothing. So it's not really much of a change for me, but I get to do it in my bed this time. So, as I said, this video is going to be a series that I'm not planning on finishing. Most of these series I do not own any of the books of, like I've read them from the library anyway, so it's not that big of a loss, and I also tend not to buy like complete series or even more than one book at a time in a series, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna go through these series. I think I have like 8 series to go through or something. I don't know. We'll see. First, we have the Marked series by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. So this series is a series about vampires or something. It came on the tail end of my Twilight phase, basically. So like vampires, I was like, hell yeah. So I started reading it. I actually read this kind of out of order-ish. Like I skipped at least one book in the series because at the time I was borrowing it from a friend and she had lost some of the books in the series. So I just read what she could give me. And I still loved it even though I was missing a bunch of stuff that had actually happened. And yeah, I basically read like the 5th, 6th, and 7th ones, I think. And then like by that time I got older and I was like, I'm kind of done with this. And by that time the series had like grown exponentially, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I read somewhere that there are 13 books in the series now, which is a long series, especially for a series I no longer really care about. The next series I'm not going to finish is the Vampire Academy series by Richelle Mead. I read the first book of the series called Vampire Academy, and I wasn't a huge fan, so I just never continued on, and I was also reading this during my Twilight phase, blah blah blah. It wasn't that interesting to me, and I have no need to feel like I need to continue in the series, so I'm not going to. The next one, a lot of people will disagree with me on this or tell me to read it in the comments below, which is fine, you are free to do that. But for right now, I have no plans to finish the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I read City of Bones over the summer, and I thought it was okay. And then I read City of Ashes, which I really just disliked a lot. I did a review on it, which I look orange in for whatever reason now, and I can't refilm it because I lost the footage, blah blah blah. Anyway, but I have it, it's down below, just know I look orange. And I also had this book in my worst books of 2015 video, which I'll also link down below. So as you can tell, I really didn't like it, so I have no plans to actually finish the series. There are also a lot of things going on with Cassandra Clare as a author and a person that I'm not sure I want to support, so there's that as well. I may or may not try and read The Infernal Devices at some point this year or in the future. I'm not sure because I really just disliked the first 2 books of the Mortal Instruments series. Obviously the second one more so than the first one. And normally, like before booktube, I would have just put it down and been like, okay, this is not a series for me. But I see everyone loving it, and like Lady Midnight came out, but yeah, I don't know. Everyone loves it so much. I want to be part of that, but I tried to be part of it, but it's not working. And the TV show is out, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, I can't do this, so I stopped that. And yeah, I just want to feel included. Like, I want to have this series that everyone loves. And yeah, so I'll try the Infernal Devices at some point maybe, or I may decide that Cassandra Clare is not a person or an author for me. I'm unsure about that yet because there is an ethical thing. The next series that I'm not going to finish is the Maximum Ride series by James Patterson. So I read almost all of the books in this series. Actually, this was an accomplishment of mine. I read the one after that, which I think was supposed to be the last one. I was like, well, I only have one more left. This is the last one. So I read that, and I was like, this was really not good at all. But I was like, I'm done. And then it was announced that there was going to be a last one, a last one, called Nevermore, and I was so upset. Like, I'm still upset about it. I'm still mad about it. It's been, like, a while, but I'm still mad about it because that was unnecessary. The ending of the first ending was unnecessary and bad. Like, that's my opinion. Like, you have a different opinion, that's fine. That's my opinion. It was bad. And then to try and force me to continue reading this god-awful series, I was upset. The next series that I am not continuing is The Wicked Years by Gregory Maguire. If you don't know, The Wicked Years is the series that Wicked is a part of, Wicked the book, and there are other books in the series that I did not bother to look up the names of. to be honest, and I really hated Wicked a lot, so I'm not going to continue. Can you calm down your motorcycle? Thank you. So I'm not going to be continuing with the rest of the series because I really hated the first book. This was also in my worst books of 2015 video, which I will link down below because you want to hear me rant about books? I can rant about books. The next series that I will not be continuing is the Lorien Legacy series, which, if you don't know, I Am Number 4 is the first book in that series, and it was made into a movie, not a particularly great one, but it was a movie. I read the first book, I watched the movie, my sister also read the first book and watched the movie. We both agreed this is not the greatest piece of literature known to man, but it was a good time. And then the second book came out, I read that, and then I kind of forgot about it, and then I heard the third book came out, and I was just like, do I really care? And I don't, turns out. So I'm not going to be continuing on in the series, just as the movie production company decided not to continue making those movies. The next series that I'm not going to be continuing to read is the Pledge series. I don't know if that's what it's called, but the first book is called The Pledge. I read the first book. I enjoyed it a lot, actually, but I thought it was a standalone, and then years later I come to find out that it was not, and then a second book was written, and I was like, I forgot a lot of the first book, and I'm not really that interested in seeing what happened next. I really thought the first book could have been read as a standalone, so yeah, this one is not so much for because it was a horrible series or anything, mostly just because I no longer care. And the last series that I'm not planning on finishing is the Pretty Little Liars series by Sarah Shepard. So I was obsessed with the Pretty Little Liars series. I read up to the 7th book. I just realized around the 7th book that I would have to keep buying them new, and I wasn't ready to buy every single book that came out because it didn't look like they were stopping anytime soon, which is true because they didn't. Those are all the series that I am planning on not finishing, so if you have read any of these series and think that I should finish them, let me know down below. Maybe I will give it a try if it's not one of the super extra long series. And if you have also stopped reading any of these series, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you have any other series that you have stopped reading, please let me know again in the comments down below. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like seeing me talk about books in front of my beautiful bookshelves, I'm so happy to be back. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye! So, I'm singing now. The Maximum Ride series by James blah blah.